If your nib's too slow and your ink won't flow, here's one of the places that you can go. Larry is here to help you through with Mr. Announcer and Cubby too. It's Larry's Fountain Pen Reviews.
Well, I know Europe has opened up a lot of things. There are bands touring now. They're holding concerts in Europe. So I think there's a little more traffic there than there is here.
Okay. I mean, there's still one more pen show on the calendar. Detroit is actually still on the calendar.
I know it is. I haven't gotten an official word out of Dale yet.
You know.
I'm hoping it goes, but I have my sincere doubts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michigan, I don't think is going to permit anything of the sort.
Well, I know there is a virtual pen show every weekend on one of the Facebook groups. Actually, I think it's not virtual pen show. It's not the Instagram group. It's a different one.
Well,
It's
weekly.
Yeah, virtual pen. Yeah,
weekly.
virtual
Yeah,
pen.
yeah.
So yeah.
Which that's mostly just me sitting and like drooling because there's some ridiculously gorgeous pens in those collections. But
Yeah, I thrown a couple of stuff that I have like very little left of, or I'm trying to close out or something like that. Yeah.
I actually, Frank, I almost emailed you to buy that Tatcha.
Did you?
I did. I've been looking at I was a Covenant, and then you had the Spectrum, and I've been looking at those forever.
I love the Spectrum.
Yeah.
Spectrum's actually a good deal. It's a pen and the ballpoint, and I'm throwing in 2 bottles of ink.
How much?
Oh,
Buck and a half. It's like a $2.50 deal.
Jump on it, Eric.
What are you wanting to see, Liz?
I just dropped a lot yesterday, so I may have to think about this.
Liz at least went to go grab a couple. Here, I can show you this one. Do you like pink, Liz? Liz?
I do if she doesn't.
Liz.
Why not?
Uh-oh.
She does, yes.
There's Kara Overman's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, that's
Look at
cool.
that.
We know Kara loves pink.
Jim's got a
the
pink
nib
nib. Look
That
at
is
that.
gorgeous. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
coating pink and purple now, right? Nice.
Good looking.
That's cool.
Nice.
Here's
sir.
anybody like brown and teal?
Oh, that's pretty.
That is nice.
That's really cool.
Hey, Jim, Kara's asking if you can show the pink one again. She didn't get to see the pink one.
Say something, Jim, so it'll get your video. Jim, say something so it'll pick you up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi, Kara.
She likes it.
I bet she does. The pink lady, the flamingo.
I got a couple others. Hang on.
Oh, he's pulling those up. Here's one that he
Larry.
custom made for me. A part of the custom side. He did a black clip on this Heimdall, and then he plated black a size 8 titanium nib. I don't know if you can see that right there. And then I don't know if you guys been able to see it recently, but we started putting the H finial coin on our pens.
That's cool.
That's different. Yeah.
Larry's been complaining to me for 3 years.
What?
The finial medallions.
The finial medallion is a step up, guys.
Yep, that looks great. Yeah, that looks great, Jim. Finally.
So here, anybody like turquoise?
That's a good looking pen.
And then Frank, this is the first failed attempt at what we talked about for you.
Okay. This was still mostly top secret, but that's all right.
It came out more pink on the red side.
Yeah, there's no red at all, hardly. Yeah.
So we have a much better one Elise just poured. We'll be working on that this week.
Okay, very good.
And if anybody's been paying attention, our mermaid series, this is the magical mermaid with pink.
That's cool.
And
Is that the one with the purple nib on there?
I don't think it's got a nib. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does. Purple nib. Oop.
That's cool. How does the coating on those hold up?
So, if you remember, FP Nibs used to offer them.
Yeah.
And that coating, if you had a real alkaline ink, it wasn't so good.
Okay.
So Noodlers, Private Reserve, definite no-nos. It could handle acidic inks fine. The one we have now, we've been slowly testing it with some of the more caustic Noodlers inks. So far, it's better. I talked to Pablo at length when he quit making them. Found out what he was doing, how he was using it. We researched like hell to find a similar product available here in the States, and we did. And I'm finding it's significantly more durable.
Cool. Very cool.
So we tested it for quite a while, invested a small fortune. The bright side, though, is I can do a lot of my own plating now. Nickel, gold, black titanium, rhodium,
Nice.
and good stuff now.
Are you going to be doing replating if people send you stuff?
I have not plated anything gold yet.
Okay.
It's on my list of things to try. I've done nickel, copper, the colors.
Awesome.
So as soon as I nail the gold and I'm sure, yeah, we can do some replating.
That's
gonna
good.
be cool.
Save you some money. That's why I said
Yeah, I'll
money.
say there's not a ton of people who are doing that I've seen in the repair world, and I know that's a big like older, like I have a amazing writing Pelican from like the 1950s, but the clip is just busted to hell. It's lost almost all of its gold plating, and it everything else on it aesthetically looks gorgeous. It was just, if that could be replated, it'd be awesome.
Well, we can talk to me in about a month, and there's the distinct possibility. Right now, I've got a 14 karat plate solution. I can get 18, and I think I can get 24 pure.
Nice.
Wow.
I think that's, well, the 18 and the 24 are uber expensive.
Makes sense.
Not quite as expensive as rhodium, but still.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, it's something that we'll do if I don't screw it up. So far, it's a learning curve, but like anything else, like a good nerd, I have a book, and if I follow the instructions and play with it a little bit, I'm fine.
Very cool. What pen has everybody bought recently?
Oh, I got from Frank, actually, that I've been playing with, is my first Pelican, an M200.
Nice.
And, I like the nib, but it tends to get dry. If I don't write with it for a few days, it really is a hard starter, which is unusual because none of my pens seem to do that.
Yeah.
I think there might be a little extra airflow in the cap somewhere. However, it's very comfortable to write with, even given its size. I mean, here's one of the smallest, skinniest pens I have, and you can see the difference.
Wow.
Right?
That is tiny.
And for me, this is tiny. But, I reach for it almost as much as I reach for my Esterbrook.
And if you post it, it's actually not bad.
And that's what I do. I post that one. Now, I will show you guys one other pen. Hang on. I collect from other makers. And anybody familiar with Troy Breeding? Country made pens?
No.
No.
Okay. He's in Missouri. And he started about a year after I did.
I saw the thumb up to him.
But he and I have exchanged a lot of information over the years. But he loves engraving. He went to engraving school and is keyed off of it. And I got this ebonite pen.
Oh, dang.
With
It's very cool looking.
gorgeous
That is nice.
bronze engraving wrap.
Crap.
All
That's
hand-
pretty.
Gorgeous.
Now, this one also suffers from drying out like the Pelican does, which I haven't quite figured out yet. But this is, here. You can tell I like big pens.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That pen had a keyhole breather, didn't it? Or a key breather hole.
It does, yes.
Yeah. They just always look neat. So it caught my eye.
You know, have you seen the what is it? The EKG one that Pablo does
Yep.
on the block nibs? I've been wanting to try that. I haven't done it yet, but
I had always been obsessed with the heart one. Like I don't know why, but I always thought that one was so cool. It was just like the heart and the keyhole. I think were really cool designs. I'm surprised more companies don't do shaped breather holes anymore.
yeah, I'm surprised. Pablo's a little unique. I mean, he does it all, soup to nuts. And I don't know if anybody
Platinum does it on theirs, don't they?
Huh?
I think Platinum does it on some of theirs, don't they?
Platinum, so that they do the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, not to take anything away from Mark. Mark does incredible work, but Pablo is, I don't know, he's a small master.
Jim, Liz had a question in the chat. Was asking if your color nibs are available currently.
For Liz, yeah, we can do something. I have not put them on the website to order yet because I don't have. I mean, I think I've only got like 75 nibs in stock, so I can't like plate 10 purple and set those aside. But for those friends of Larry and Frank's and whatnot, if you reach out to me, we'll do a colored nib one-off for you.
See, that's a point for everybody that watches this on replay.
No,
Don't pay attention to what's on the webpage. You call and ask anyway, because inventory is not always up to date.
Yep.
Right. True.
I got this pen made. Mark Backus, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this pen I didn't buy, but it was made for me by one of my good friends, Lisa, her husband, Lisa Saavedra's husband, and he made this pen for me. It's an ebonite pen, and it's just simple ebonite pen. But I've never had an ebonite pen in 4 years of collecting fountain pens. This is my very first one. I was the only thing kind of shocked me was the smell. I wasn't prepared for that. But it writes great. And he did a great job. The tolerances are wonderful. For not being really a pen maker, he's done a real nice job of turning that ebonite.
Yeah.
But it's real nice. I'm glad to have one. I've never had an ebonite pen.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
I have a lot that I don't I don't want to go through. But prior to yesterday, I got I don't know if you guys know Lucky Star Pens. Lauren Elliott it's a company that she's starting up.
Yeah.
So I grabbed 2 pens from her. One was the Dan Simons Candy Striper, which is actually a really cool pen. I saw it at the Baltimore show. His table was next to mine when we were doing the Share the Wealth table. And all day Friday and all day Saturday, I kept looking at it going, you know, you need to get a lemon stand to put, if you guys aren't from Baltimore, you won't know what that is. Sorry, there's a summer treat where you take a lemon, as weird as it sounds, and you like kind of squish it a little bit while it's still in the rind, and then you poke a hole and you stick a peppermint stick into it, and you drink the lemon juice through the peppermint stick. It's a carnival thing that's big in Baltimore.
Oh.
And I kept telling him that he needed to do this, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I had to explain it. So I was like, I'm buying that pen on Sunday, and I'm going to build a lemon stand to hold that pen. And I came back Sunday morning, and it was gone. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And he goes, oh, yeah. He's like, this really nice lady bought it. And I was like, I'm never going to see that again. And it was like 3 months later, and Lauren put a picture up on her Instagram, and I messaged her. I'm like, I hate you. I wanted that pen. And she goes, hold tight. I'm getting 10 of them made for my company. So as soon as it came up, I grabbed one. And then she did a second one that was a partnership with Franklin Christoph, and it was their 45. I think it's the short little pen. But it was in diamond cast, like blue denim with a gray silver swirl grip section. It's really pretty. They're all downstairs, or I'd be showing them. I don't have them with me.
No, I was watching a thing I was going to call you in a few minutes, but no, that's fine.
Mark, is that the maraschino cherry?
Yeah.
That's such a cool color.
That was it was I won the door prize at the Arkansas Pen Show.
Yeah, it's on the computer.
And
that reminds me
I just got it today.
That's awesome.
That reminds me a bit of Canalea's new pen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Adam,
Mark,
what did you
what's
get
that you
last
have?
week?
That's a copper Casama. So this is a pen from the Philippines.
I love their grip section.
This
Francisco, we're gonna have to do that. I still got a copper rod I've been meaning to make a pen out of.
this weighs around 7 ounces, so about
Oh my God.
7 Pelican M800s.
God.
Kind of reminds me of that Kara's Custom that offers that same kind of grip.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this grip's a little different. And then they
Mark?
make a smaller pen called the Tala. This is called the Una, and they make a smaller pen called the Tala that has a different, slightly different grip.
Are those, Mark?
Yeah.
Are those Acme threads, square threads, or traditional?
They're like a traditional thread, but it's a little odd, you know, the way they're done at the end there, and then you know they go it's like just enough room in the cap, you know, to hold the nib and everything.
Yeah, well, it looked almost like Franklin Christoph's, but they use like a modified square thread.
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
This is just more traditional type thread, but it's a little different.
It's not anybody.
Adam, what did you grab?
I got a couple pens this past week. The Armando Simoni Club Bologna Extra with the Magic Flex nib. Just love that pen. It writes like a dream. I've got it filled with some purple ink to contrast it. Monteverdi Purple Rain. And then the Aurora Oceana Indiana with a fine point filled with Private Reserve's Ebony Purple to match the purple pen. I don't know if the lighting's any good, if y'all can see it or hear me good or something, but I was surprised at how springy the nib on this thing is, because I'm more accustomed to Aurora's nibs being a little bit more on the stiff side, and this 18 karat nib is very, very fun to write with, in my opinion. And then the Homo sapiens Sedona Stream with just a regular old medium nib. I think it's their Palladium. So that was a fun one. It's the last batch of the celluloid from the Desert Springs and the Divine Proportion. So they just put it on this.
Nice.
Speaking of Visconti's, anyone have any? I got this little puppy here from
oh, nice.
The Lapis, and it's got the I don't know if we can see this all right. Oh, I gotta find, where the heck is there we go. That's an 18 karat. Anybody have any opinions on that new 18 karat? It's a Bach nib, is it not?
That's made in-house.
They're in-house nibs.
Yeah. I love the new ones. They're phenomenal. They did a really good job fixing the quality control issue. I know we talked about this in the last call, I think. The new ones are awesome. Very, very, very happy with it.
Yeah, starting with the new Opera Master, the 18 karat in-house, and the new colored Homo sapiens are going to be 14 karat in-house. And I believe moving forward, all the Homo sapiens will be 14 karat. They're kind of following along with Aurora and making different tiers. And they're moving away from Bach. And, you know, as you guys know, in my article, my last blog, I did an article about gold prices and silver and all that, and effect of jewelry and pens in general, and how it's affecting that, you know. So you're going to see, I think you're going to see a lot more makers move in-house because it's cheaper for them to stamp their own gold than it is to buy off of Yovo or Bach, you know. So moving forward, they're going to be making their own nibs in-house. I still have 18 karat Bach. I still have 23 karat palladium. I am willing to sell them separately. I'm willing to sell them in pens. That's something that people can contact me, you know, back channel about and all, or email me about, you know. But I have them available, and I'm happy to put them in pens as well.
Very cool. Yeah, I've actually started to I like seeing companies that do stuff in-house. You know, it's cool when you have stuff that's like outsourced, and you know the consistency is there. Like, you know, I have a cross that I know the nib is made by Pelican, and you know I know it's going to be good, and it's consistent. I never had a problem with it. Same with Sailor. Like I know Sailor does nibs for other companies too, and you know that they're always going to be good. And that's I don't
it's
think.
Like Tasha.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was like when you look at the three big like Japanese companies. You have Sailor and Pilot and Platinum. They're all in-house. They don't outsource their nibs. And then you look at like a lot of the big European brands, and for a while everybody was making their own stuff in-house, and then gradually they got outsourced, and then they're starting to pull them back in. But like Mont Blanc's always made their own nibs. Lambie's always made their own nibs. And I think it's one of those things where if it's a selling point, like it's a marketing point, they're like, you know, we make everything in-house, or like, you know, everything is done here. The quality, you know, the quality control's there. It's not like you're having a third party who's making something and then shipping it to you, because things get busted up in shipping. Things don't, you know, settle right. They have to be redone. They have to be rechecked. They have to be put back together, as opposed to you turn to the person sitting at the station next to you and then hand them a pen and they put the nib in it. So that's why, like, I've never had a bad nib from Lamy ever. I've never had a bad nib from Aurora, and they're both very big on making their own pens and their own nibs in house. But
you say the big three in Japan about, you know, with making their own nibs, and that's what brought to me that's what made me realize that I actually preferred different brands making their own nibs, just because I started saying, you know what, the companies that I say I love using this pen, and because it wasn't like I was seeking something out, it was I realized one day the pens I was using the most, they're entirely different from one another in their experience, and you can feel it in how they're all made different.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And like even down to like the difference between the steel and gold nibs. Like I'm a big fan of Platinum, and in my opinion, and the other stuff that I've used, Platinum's steel nibs are just as good as their gold nibs. I've never had a bad one. Even like a preppy, like what, Frank, what, $4, $3, $4, something like that. Yeah,
I give them away as bonus. Yeah,
yeah.
You know.
They're always good. They always write well. They always start right. You don't have
I
hard
love
starts.
those. I use them everyday writers.
They're great. But then, you know, like I have a 3776 that I love. It's one of my favorite pens, and it always writes well. Like out of the box, it worked perfect. I got I had one bad experience with Pilot. I got a Pilot as a birthday gift from my mom, which I didn't have the heart to tell her that there was an issue with it. But she had bought it, I think, off Amazon instead of going to a vendor, and it was a Japanese exclusive that she got, and the nib was cut wrong. It wrote beautifully left and right, and it wrote beautifully down, but if you tried to do an upstroke for cursive, it would not write at all. So I sent it back. I sent it down to Pilot in Florida, and like, oh yeah, this is only available in Japan, so we're not really sure, you know, how your mom got it. And I was like, Amazon, and they're like, we'll take care of it. So they sent it back to Japan. It was gone for like 6 weeks, and it came back, and now it's perfect now. Like it's flawless. But yeah, it's.
Hey guys, real quick, let me add this real quick. I'm a big Conklin fan. I like the All-Americans. Okay, that's that makes some great pens. So I was talking to Jim about I want him to make me a pen. He said, okay, what kind of pen do you want? Well, Jim knows I like all kinds of pens. So it's kind of, you have to tie me up and gag my mouth so he can make one. Anyway, because I don't know how to shut up. So anyway, so here's the Conklin All-American, stunning fountain pen, and it's really a beautiful fountain pen. It writes great. I like the size. I like the girth to it. So I was talking with Jim, and well, here's the one that Jim made right here. It has not as much girth in the barrel.
The Paladin, yep.
But yeah, and I named it the Paladin. Why Paladin? I'm a big Paladin fan. You know, Paladin, where do you roam? So here it is. And I tell you, this sucker's a killer that Jim made. I'm not just saying it because Jim's on here. The pin will speak for itself. It really is a killer. So, Jim, you nailed it. Thank you.
How's it compare between your Paladin and the All-American, size-wise in general?
The only difference between the Paladin All-American is the girth-wise. The barrel is more girthier on the All-American than the Paladin. The cap is not the same, except the clip, of course, you know, the rocker arm on the All-American. But other than that, you know, they're almost cloned. But this is how I wanted it, and this is how he made it. So, I was right there. Remember, Jim? I was right there.
Oh yeah. But hang on, Frank. Just to let you know, when he did his 5 favorite everyday carry pens, that Conklin made it and mine didn't. So that tells you everything you need to know.
Oh man!
Wow, that's cold. That's cold. That's just called burn.
Oh man,
heavy, dude.
This is pick on Jim night.
Peace and love.
Everybody, between Nolo and Bach and all this.
Wow. For sure.
What kind of question? My very first pen was a Pilot pen, very first fun pen, Pilot Cocoon. And I put a cartridge in and it came with it, wrote wonderfully, extra fine with little feedback, smooth. And then when I started, getting more inks, I put Diamine Emerald, wouldn't flow at all. Then I put, then I tried Manaveri Yosemite Green, lubricating ink, wouldn't flow at all. So I put the Iroshizuku, a Pilot ink, Iroshizuku Jaku. I have a bottle of.
A little bit taller.
It write wonderfully. It wouldn't write with any ink other than Pilot. Does anyone else have that kind of issue with Pilot pens?
I haven't, but I know that Diamine normally is a very, very, very dry ink.
Okay.
I know that it doesn't play well in a couple of the pens that I have that are dry writers. But I've never heard of Monteverdi not working in a pen. That's normally my go-to for wet ink.
Yeah, that's why I put it in. I thought that was
they got that lubricant to make it good.
Yeah. It's possible that there might be just dried ink in the feed, and that it might be kind of gunking it up a little bit. The only other
that I put Iroshizuku Kujaku right after Monteverdi, rolled just like.
I'll have to make that up to Jim.
I don't know. That's weird.
Maybe I don't know about Frank. I don't know about Frank, but I know Lisa at Van Ness has that. Was it White Lightning or something like me?
I got a bottle.
Very, very little of it.
Like I think maybe 2 drops. If that.
It will give your pen the runs if you use too much.
I offer Monteverdi's pen cleaner, pen flush, and I also offer the one from J. Urban. So
the White Lightning is actually
I have my own
additive.
flush. I'm good with that.
I'm kind of curious. We just recently lost the gal that was ran Private Reserve.
Yeah.
Is that company gonna?
Thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, it was very tough. It was surprising. Poor Darla. It was a loss to the community. But yeah, she was in charge of Private Reserve, and it looks like the site's down, and it looks like there isn't going to be any more Private Reserve inks. So I ran my stock a long time ago, and I don't even have it on the site anymore. But if there is a favorite color that you like, and you see it with a vendor, you should pick it up.
Yep.
Because it looks like there's not going to be any more.
I'm pretty sure Dale Pencala, he was really close with them.
Yeah.
I know he still has some ink. I don't because I talked to him because him and Darla were really good friends.
Yeah.
And I talked to him like last week. Cause that was the question I had is what's going to happen with PRI? And he's like, I have no clue. But I know that he made a comment to me that he still has a bunch of the inks that he had picked up from her because he was getting them for the Detroit show. So he might still have, if there's a color that you're looking for, Dale might still have it too. But yeah.
That Super Show Blue, that DC Super Show Blue is a great color.
So pretty.
Yeah.
The green apple that they made. That's the first time I've actually liked a green ink. I'm sorry, Adam. I know, but it was the first time I actually liked a green ink. And then I got a bottle of that, and then they're very, very similar. They're not the same shade, but very similar. Is that Monteverdi Key Lime Pie from the Sweet Life series? Is pretty close. It's not as dark. It's kind of harder to see on really bright paper, but the green apple. Oh my God, that. It's one of those where you put it in a pen just because you want to see people's reaction when you pull out like a pen to sign something, and it's like neon iridescent green.
I like the blue suede. Yeah,
that's good. That's a good color.
Blue suede.
The purple was good too.
Yeah. I like your Daphne blue. That's a good color turquoise. I got like 2 bottles on the shelf over there.
Yeah, they had some awesome colors. They had one that was called like Sonic Blue that came out, and it was like the DC Super Show, but it was more vibrant. And it was awesome. Such a cool color.
Sonic Blue from Private Reserve has got to be one of the best, and nobody pays attention to it.
No, it just flew under the radar when she brought it out.
It screams almost to the point of obnoxious.
Yeah, I love it.